to day one. We welcome you. Good morning, good evening, good lunch break. Maybe you're even taking a pause in the middle of your day before you transition. Either way, we're grateful that you're taking this time with us. Welcome to day one of the Shatout Natert.
Yes, welcome to Devotional One. So, before we get started, we're just going to do a little bit of elemental earth breathing to get us grounded. So, we're going to take a breath in through the nose for 4, hold for 4, back out through the nose for 4, and again pause for 4. We're going to do that twice just to get us centered and ready to start our actual devotional. Okay? So, let's begin breathing in and hold and out and hold. One more time. In, hold, out, hold. Feels nice.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheena, for that wonderful grounding. I'm definitely feeling more grounded. So, we want to give gratitude for divine guidance today.
Mm.
Divine spirits of elements and sacred goddesses, I honor your presence in my life. Thank you for your guidance, wisdom, and the lessons you bring. I will always be grateful for your blessings and will carry your teachings in my heart. I offer my thanks to the earth, air, fire, water, space, and to each goddess who illuminates my path.
Mm. I love how that sounds like a prayer. So, we're going to reflect on the ways the elements and goddesses have guided and supported us in our lives and you in your life thus far. How have they helped you grow, heal, and transform up until this point? Consider the blessings they bring and how they enrich your daily experiences.
Well, I am definitely a fire woman.
Okay.
And so the first one that comes to me is definitely the fire. I've used it many times in my life to burn away what is no longer necessary and then to
Mhm.
purify what remains to create anew. So the first one that came to me was fire. What about you?
So surprisingly, I'm an air sign, but I am very much in a water space right now. So this kind of fluid creation and emotional depth that I'm usually not used to because I'm very much in my own head. So the elements can change with time. They'll show up in the ways that are most necessary when you need them. So yeah, I'm definitely in a water space right now.
Okay. That they work together. Like they're all within us and all around us and really symbiotic and we cannot exist on just one. So I love that you added that we go through our phases where we might see one element is presenting itself more than another, but they're all in there.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you look at the human body, we are all elements, just in the creation of ourselves. So it does a disservice. A lot of times we try to make it like we're all one thing, but the beauty of
Hmm.
humanity is that we're not. So all of the pieces have to work together, just like all of the elements have to work together to create this ecosystem, this earth, this nature that we live in. So it's all a reflection. You know?
And isn't that really the game changer when we can really turn into our true alchemist self when we realize how to
Mhm.
make them work together and we
Yes,
don't forsake any of the pieces? I
yes.
love
And start with the awareness. So that's why we're here.
that. Yes, yes. Okay. We're going to do a little call and response. So, Sheena, if you want to repeat after me,
Absolutely.
I am deeply grateful
I am deeply grateful
for the guidance of the elements and goddess.
for the guidance of the elements and goddess.
I honor their presence in my life
I honor their presence in my life
and open my heart to their wisdom and love.
and open my heart to their wisdom and love.
I walk with gratitude
I walk with gratitude
knowing I am supported by the divine forces around me.
Knowing I am supported by the divine forces around me.
I just have to say, I love that the presence of the elements and the goddess also brings love, not just wisdom. I think sometimes
Mhm.
we can feel disconnected. We know we can learn from observing, but that the elements love us. You know, we
Yes,
are the elements are us. We love the elements, they love us. Just, it's very rich.
I can agree with that. I can agree. That's we're doing this for 90 days and I am so excited that we get to play, right? It's one thing, yes, we're reading along, we're reading this book, but we're playing, we're exploring, we're unfolding all of these different pieces, all of these different layers. And I
Mhm.
think that is the real takeaway from everything that we're about to do. So I am so excited. So let's talk a little bit about the mythological story of today's devotional. Okay. So, in many spiritual traditions, gratitude is a powerful practice that opens the heart and aligns us with the flow of the universe. In Akura Tantra, each element and goddess offers unique teachings and energies. The goddesses embody these elements, guiding us on our journey of self mastery, empowerment, and connection to the divine feminine. What does the connection to the divine feminine mean to you?
Well, the part about the gratitude opening your
Mm-hmm.
heart and the flow, that openness. When I'm in my divine feminine essence, I feel open to all that life has to offer. I feel more willing to interact with others in the world around me and kind of be playful about it, about how
Mm-hmm.
life is happening, uh, and not be so serious about how it needs to look or what exactly needs to happen. There's a curiosity, there's an openness of my heart and my mind.
Understood. I
Oh,
like that.
and my womb.
Yes. We can. That's a whole other story. We're going to get into that. We're going to. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that space because that's something else. That's something else. So for me, in the divine feminine space, we often look at femininity as softness, but it's really a very, very powerful space. I mean, it's divine creation, it's intuition, it is creativity, it's the flow, but it's the starting point. It's the starting point of almost everything if you really think about it. And even talking about the womb space, whether you're talking about physical or universal womb, right?
Right.
That's the carrier. That's what holds, and then the spark is added, and then it incubates and it flourishes from there. So
Mhm.
being able to kind of, I know my foodies, right? It's the pot that holds all the ingredients,
Yes.
right? So
Calabash.
exactly. So I think part of the learning is almost unlearning the caricature and recognizing the energy. You know what I
Mm.
mean? It
Yeah.
doesn't have to present, it just is. And I think that's that's where we're tiptoeing. So I like it.
I want to like push rewind because that's a whole sermon right there. It doesn't have to present. It just is.
Hmm.
That's beautiful and true.
Yes. So how do we apply this practically in our daily lives?
Giving great daily gratitude dedicated to the elements of creation and the feminine aspects that represent them. So some ideas would be we could light a candle for fire, even
Mhm.
an incense, so we can see that smoke, that fire. And going back to what we were talking about how the elements work together. So we have the fire, but then it's also the air. We can see it.
Yes.
And in many indigenous cultures, the smoke takes your prayers up.
Hmm.
Um, just breathing the air, it's all around us. Taking breath work, what we did to even get started, to be present for this moment. Working with the dirt. I know I work with the dirt of my ancestral land.
Mm,
Walking outside barefoot, letting our feet actually touch, which has been scientifically proven to be beneficial for us. That
mm,
mycelium network there, eating fresh greens and vegetables, and being grateful for what the earth gives for us, what the earth births to us. I love spiritual baths as well when it comes to the water and showers. If I'm not able to get a bath, I just always try to be very intentional whenever I'm with the water because
right.
I understand that it has that power to not just physically cleanse, but spiritually wash away.
Mm.
What are some ways that you connect with these forces?
I do a lot of what you said, like definitely um, the barefooted grounding outside, the incense, fire, um, but even I like to look at how those each are components of me as well. So while we use outside elements, it's so funny because there's so many layers. Like, okay, so you can go outside, right? You can go sit by the river. You can go to the ocean and deal with the water. But
Mm-hmm.
you're also water internally,
Yeah,
right? So dealing with that swirling flow, that's your blood, that's your all of the wonderful fluids in the body, right?
yeah,
Fire is literal fire, but it's also that internal engine, that spark that burns. So it's I love the mirroring of how
mm-hmm.
nature is us and we are nature. So for
Yes,
me, it's been a really big part of honoring the elements is saying we're not separate from, you
mm-hmm.
know, it's barely being mindful. I'm not separate from the wind outside. Every time I breathe, that is my wind. That is my air. When I speak, that is my air. That's my
Mm-hmm.
contribution, you know?
Yeah,
So
yes,
yeah, every piece, as so within as without, like that's important to me.
mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely. That offering, when you said, when I speak, the offering, even when we
mhm,
release the things that, we take in the nutrients and then our body releases that, even that is sacred. You were talking about the bodily fluid,
mhm,
that we are not separated from God or goddess or the creator or of these divine primordial forces. Very good
absolutely.
remembrance.
So
Okay, well,
go ahead.
I was just going to read the journal prompt.
So we're gonna leave y'all with a little bit of homework just for
Yes,
today.
yes.
It's gonna be every day, so get to it. But go ahead.
So, along with some of those things that we were just mentioning of ways that we connect with the elements, definitely encouraging you to tap into that. Make space in your mind for what do I already do and what are some new things I could do. And those are things you could bring to the deep dive. But also for today's meditation, we are thinking about writing a letter of gratitude to the elements and goddesses, thanking them for the specific ways that they have supported and guided us, and also just reflecting on the lessons that we have learned and how we can continue to honor their teachings in our daily life.
Yes. One thing that I know I'll be taking away from this, but I hope anyone that is participating with us takes away. This is not something outside of ourselves. This is life. So being able to actually actively make it a part of your life. It's one thing just to read words on a page. It's one thing to just follow along to someone else on a video. But really hope that it sinks in and recognizes it's not some big complicated thing. It's recognizing your energy and life's energy in your day to day. And that's
Yeah.
really all we're trying to do here.
That it's already happening.
Right?
Nothing big to do.
Exactly. We're just bringing attention to it, but we've been doing this. So before we part, is there anything that you would like to add?
No, this has been a beautiful reflection. I'm excited to get into all the elements on their own individually.
Yes. So come back tomorrow for day 2. You can purchase the book on Amazon. We will post the link. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.